Hey, what's up guys? I'm making this video right now, and obviously I hope this really helps you guys out. People who are in relationships, people who have come out of relationships, people who want to get into relationships, these are some things that I learned from observing people. When I was in high school, I used to hang out with a lot of different types of people. I used to speak to a lot of people. I was pretty much most of the therapist because obviously, like I said before, you know, I wanted to win over a lot of people for whatever reasons I had at the time of my existence. So I'm just putting this message out. And if you don't believe what I'm saying, go ask a therapist, a psychiatrist, read up, you know, ask yourself. That's some of the best questions you could ask, and you'll get yourself the answers that you want. A lot of people, what they do is they go into relationships, and then it ends with them, and they wonder why things ended with them. You know, they're like, oh, things were great between me and her, and then, you know, things didn't work out after a year because I guess I started seeing things about her I didn't like, or he seen things about me that I didn't like, whatever the situation might be. And that necessarily comes from a place where both people, or maybe one person, didn't acknowledge some of their own flaws before they went into a relationship. So obviously it's really hard for you to actually acknowledge that person's flaws. And sometimes what ends up happening is people will say that, oh, you are a toxic human being, I don't want to be with you. And most likely you are also toxic as well, and you don't want to admit it to yourself. And I'm not saying that so you guys feel bad about yourselves or why your relationships ended. I know a lot of people who've been divorced, people who've been in long-term relationships that have ended, and a lot of the times they don't admit that they did some things that they didn't like in the relationships, and then they go into another relationships and it repeats over and over again. And then a lot of your friends, you know, who surround you at times will clap and be like, yes, you are a perfect human being, that person is bad. But sometimes you'll have your friends who are probably more real with you. You probably try to get away from them because they tell you what it is and you don't want to hear it, because you know deep down that you don't want to change yourself so much. So you know, and obviously you guys seen this for yourself, and sometimes you guys are on the other end of the spectrum when you guys are the friends who are trying to, you know, tell the people, like, or your friends, you're like, what are you doing? Like, you also do these type of things as well, and you don't admit certain things about yourself. And you know, that's part of it, right? Part of it is acknowledging your own pluses and minuses, right? So that way, if you know your own pluses and minuses and you love yourself regardless, you could love that person regardless of their pluses and minuses. Obviously compatibility and you know, things that might change in life and relationships, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about acknowledging your own negative and positive attributes. And I hope you guys take something from this, because it took me a while to learn this about myself and understand why things didn't work out for me, and also watching people and observing people and realizing that a lot of this stuff is systematic and is consistent throughout relationships. And you might not like it, but I hope that if you're watching this, that one day you do change it within yourself, because you know, you don't want to keep being in the same loophole. So I hope you guys take something from my video. If not, you know, you could always search these things up. Maybe someone else could say it to you in a way that will click with you better. And much love. Take care.